Welcome back to Soul Spark Vibe. So things are looking a little bit differently today, but we have an awesome surprise in store for you. So to start off, my name is Gin, and I am part of Soul Spark Vibe. And we are here on a mission to help spark your soul so that you can ignite your best life. So we're gonna do like a little show here. Not really a show, but we're gonna do a little reveal here. So we've had Sophia. It's been Gin and Sophia the whole time, but Sophia's been masked. And if you are curious why, I'm sure you've probably seen some of the video, like the little clips with me and then Sophia, who's been wearing the mask. If you go back to our first episode, that is called, I believe it's called Coming Out of the Spiritual Closet. We'll link it in the description. That kind of gives an understanding of why Sophia didn't really feel comfortable coming out and was kind of wearing a disguise throughout this journey. But some major things have happened. Today we're here to talk about a couple of things. We're gonna see the real Sophia. We're gonna meet the real Sophia, and then we're gonna talk about the eclipse and kind of the energies that came along with this astrological time and how it's affected Sophia and her ability, or her desire to come out and be seen and heard for her authenticity, or as her authentic self. So without further ado, it's no longer Sophia. We have Denise. Yeah, Denise.
Hey,
welcome.
what's up? It's me, Denise. I'm okay. So I'm here to share some insights and some transformation I'm been making, and I think it has a lot to do with the latest solar eclipse. I've been so attuned with my energy, and my spirituality has grown, and my connection with my higher self is so strong that I've never felt an eclipse or any astrological event as much as I did this past one. So much so, like, my confidence has been growing, especially this last year. I've been transforming all areas of my life, mind, body, and soul. But this is like a really major one for me to get on a podcast, on a video with my cousin, my fucking cousin, and just share some of my story and share some of my life. It's so different for me. So I want to thank myself. Thank myself.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I feel really good. I want to share my story. I want to hear people's stories. And I really want to share for this first time being myself and showing you myself my experience with the latest eclipse and what it's been doing for me. It's literally affected my energy in such profound ways. Like, first of all, I haven't been able to sleep in like a week. I know a lot of people have been feeling the same. I think solar, maybe increase in energy. Even after the eclipse, I still I feel like, I was telling Jen, I feel like I literally walked into a new reality. And I don't know if that's partly me manifesting it over these past years, I would say, since my spiritual awakening, but in particular, and maybe I'm just telling myself this because of all the hype about the solar eclipse, but it really feels like I'm walking into a new reality and I'm transforming in such profound ways. Me being on here, even discussing these type of things, is one major example of that. So I was reading a little bit about the eclipse, and we had set, we're going to get into a little bit about the intentions that we set, because it was also a new moon. And I know I've talked about manifesting with the moon's energies and how it's been so successful for me. But I read this little clip, and it was like off Google or whatever. But since it was a total solar eclipse, surprises are in store. And that's been taking form everywhere. I surprisingly had a kitten come to me, so I've taken on a whole new responsibility. I'm a dog mom, 100%, but now I'm also caring for a little kitten that was a street cat over here in New Jersey, close to Patterson. So he's joined the family. That was a big surprise, and this is a surprise, coming on the show without the mask and just my true authentic self, and just there's so many surprises in store for me, and I can't wait to look. We got a little cameo.
Oh my gosh!
You must have sensed the energy.
The little thing.
He doesn't make much noise.
He's totally fine. Just no animals were harmed in the filming of this video.
So also that clip also said that I'll be challenged. We all are going to be challenging ourselves to shine in new ways and be open to personal growth. And that's really been my theme of this year. I feel like it's a whole new year for me. As I speak about surprises and challenges, we're coming across one as we speak. The animals, like I got the cat yesterday morning and everything's been okay up until we traveled. Right now we're remote from the house and things have gotten a little weird. But everything's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. I have really high hopes that because my dog Remy, she's like a single dog, an only child. So I've been worried about her socializing and so we travel. We went camping. Okay, so we'll talk about our that's just a general.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm transforming, and this I believe I walked into a new reality. The solar eclipse has really had a really profound effect on me. Just summarizing what I really just got into the last couple minutes there. If I was a little all over the place.
I mean, like, we've been talking about like how wild the synchronicities have been since the eclipse. It's been like, which like even like leading up to the eclipse, it's been pretty wild. But it's cool. Like I've heard a couple of astrologers saying how like the synchronicities are going to be like a lot more consistent and they're going to be showing up a lot more until it's kind of like they seem kind of dispersed, like separate. And then by the end of the month or like within the next like few months, it's really going to take form as to like why the different synchronicities have been happening. And I think that's where like the surprise comes in. Like that like surprise thing, like, I don't know, I can totally feel like things are just, everything is aligning. Like, okay, so kind of going back to, so we went to upstate New York to get in the path of totality. And like the mantra for the trip was like, we cannot mess this up. And it was literally like, I can't even say maybe synchronicity is maybe, I don't know, but it was just like, we were about to leave the apartment and I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when Denise found the list that we needed for the store that we would have forgotten. I can't think of it.
I mean, that was major in itself. But I mean, we met a deadhead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we met this guy and we were like in town and we were just talking to him randomly. And
downtown Geneva, by the way, it's freaking beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning area. And as we were leaving, he was like, yeah, I'll see you guys around. And I turned around and I was like, yeah, sure will. And I turned around and I was like, why would I say that? I'm never gonna see this guy again. You know, like it was, I don't know, it was just a reaction. Denise and I go to the Walmart,
which we weren't gonna do.
We weren't gonna do it. It was
we
like
went home.
Like
we went to the house
later.
Yeah, we realized we didn't have water. We were gonna stop for whipped cream, all right? And we decided against it. We got to the cabin and we're like, shit, we should probably have some extra water so we don't run out.
And we ended up getting whipped cream as well, but that's besides the point.
Of course we did. Ate it out of the bottle too.
100%. We were getting back to our car, and the deadhead guy is in his car, and it was just kind of like
at the parking lot at Walmart.
It was like, no shit, dude. You totally called it. It was like he totally said, "I'll see you guys later," and yeah.
It was just event after event. It was really a beautiful trip. I highly recommend if you ever have the chance to be in the path of totality. Yeah, amazing. We witnessed the whole sky go black. We witnessed the animals act funny. The dog was acting funny. It was really.
I actually would love to share something about that because, and I feel like this kind of like seems like a duh kind of comment, but maybe not because it like I don't know, it hit me quite differently. But so the eclipse is almost like a way to validate that our circadian rhythm is directly tied to the sun and not the clock, right? So during while we were in the path of totality, it's very interesting. If you've ever experienced it, you'll know that like when it gets to like the dusk point, all of the animals, like the daytime animals, they all start like making a lot of noise and getting very loud and everything. And then as soon as the sun is covered, they stop and the nighttime animals come on. And it was the same with the dog, right? Like the sun started going away and the dog was just kind of like, just started getting like really lethargic and like not really moving around much.
Weird.
It was very interesting. And then she just laid out. She just laid on the bed during the eclipse. She was just asleep, right? So it's like we connect ourselves to the time, like the clock, but in reality, like everything that is like runs biologically, like it has the same biological makeup as we do. innately goes to sleep when the sun goes down, right? So it like just goes to show that like, and I think that like, I know I felt it. I felt very weird. I felt like I was like, it was almost like, I don't want to say it was like out of body, but my body didn't feel normal like during the time. And it's like, of course it didn't, because that was our, like, it was our time to wind down based on the sun, which is what our bodies follow. So yeah, when I realized that, it was just very interesting, because then like for the next 2 days, I was like, leading up to it, I was super energized. And then after it, I was like exhausted, like I had missed a night's sleep. And I think that's like almost like what our bodies actually experience.
There was actually a word for it. Collectively, I think a lot of people experienced that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have the word for it real quick.
Was it the umbra? That might
Yes.
be something. Oh,
yeah,
was
that's
it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's called umbraphiles, feeling the post-eclipse blues. So it's a thing.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So it was an experience of a lifetime for me. Prior to this eclipse, I know it's not that I was never conscious of eclipses, but I wasn't attuned with my own energy. So this one was really profound for me, and I'm really, really ready. It's the year of the dragon, the Chinese year of the dragon. I'm really ready to like come into my power, and you guys are going to be along for the ride. So we did a joint intention, a visualization and a spoken intention, and we did like a 5 senses experience, I guess you would say. And if you guys follow human design, we what do you call it, like capitalized on
we like utilized our energies in a very interesting way. And it was kind of cool because so I'm a manifester, and then Denise here is a projector. I almost called you Sophia.
Well, I am Sophia.
So is a projector. So as a manifester, my authority is to inform. So even like the universe, right? Like manifestors have a closed aura, so we need to inform the universe of what we want. So it was really amazing. We went through and we kind of like picked out what the key points of what our manifestation, like what we wanted to manifest were. And then I went through and I spoke it, right? Like I spoke as Denise was sitting there with her eyes closed, I spoke our manifestations, and she was visualizing and giving feedback. And we had my sister and my mom, who are both generators, who were sitting there giving energy to the entire like manifestation process, like the visualization.
Were in it with us, yeah.
It was awesome. We were talking, and my mom was just like, "Well, that sounds really cool,"
and laughing at like scenes that we created. You know.
Yeah, it was amazing. So to like utilize the energies that we, or maybe energies might not be the right word, but the capabilities, like as a projector, to like be able to visualize and amplify, and as a manifestor, be able to speak and get it out, and to have it like very focused. It all had to do with this channel, and where we can take this channel, and where we can take you, and where you can take us. And that it was such a beautiful, it was amazing.
It was strong. It was profound.
Really powerful.
We were there, like literally successful in our podcast already, and in our journey, and the things we want to have come from this. So we already know, like deep down inside, we already know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Literally.
We're ready. We're born ready.
Born ready. Yeah, no, it's wild because like it's so interesting. Because there are like so many possibilities in life, right? Like there's so many possibilities. Infinite. But like, I know this is going to be a thing.
I know it too. Yeah.
Like I know it, and the numbers wouldn't really reflect that at the moment, and it's not even discouraging in the slightest.
We were even discussing this. We referred to like the audience and how they're going to react to whatever. We're eating pizza down at Brooklyn Pizza, and we're like. Yeah, the audience.
Yeah, we're like, let's live. Well, I don't remember what it was. It was like, because the audience, our audience, you guys were very, you were a huge part of the manifestation. And while we're laughing so hard right now, and this is going to be great, it's going to be gold when we actually have a name for ourselves. But we have like 4 subscribers right now, and like 1 is me. One's my cousin.
One's my best friend. B,
Yeah.
I love you, B.
So it's like, it's funny, it's fucking hilarious at the moment because we're just not there. But there's literally nothing that's going to stop it because I feel it with everything in me. And like, we obviously, like, we're so aligned in the vision that we have, that it's almost, I feel like it's more impossible for it to not come to fruition.
Period.
Speechless.
Period.
Yeah. So that's it was a really powerful eclipse. It was a really, really amazing time. We got to stay out in our camping gear, which was awesome.
We'll have some. We should probably post some of that
footage and stuff.
Because
Yeah.
the whole point. Okay, so one of our major missions is, the mission is to ignite others to adventure and to live their best lives and to connect with their higher selves and follow their hearts and not their head and benefit the humanity by doing that. So the more we can do that and show you us doing it, is the more other people is going to spark an idea in their head to do it. So definitely we want to, bring that to the table and do more adventures. But we're remote. So you've seen every episode up until now. We're in 2 different locations. So to get together and adventure and visualize future adventures that could spark other people to adventure and live and love this earth as much as we do. Like, we kiss the ground that we walk on. We find beauty in every experience. We're in the middle of Brooklyn right now. We came from upstate New York. She's going away across the country, like, and if that can inspire
anywhere.
Yeah. And like, people, like, other people have literally been in the same place the whole time that what I just mentioned. This isn't, we're talking like the span of 4 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So like, we want people to get out there and enjoy life and be objective, feel their senses, smell, taste, feel.
And if we can take you on a journey with us where you can experience, because not everybody's able to get out there and have that kind of experience. Some people don't know that they want that experience. Some people can't have that experience. And like, for us to be able to take adventures and cater to the senses and the accessibility of others is amazing. And even just a peek, an ounce of curiosity, that's powerful. Like, that's the
I'd be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy with that.
Absolutely.
So we're taking donations.
Unscripted. But true. DM us. No
Post the
joke
Cash
though.
App link in the
Yeah. No joke though. It was actually a super powerful time. Went through, did a budget of what we would need to take off, and honestly, like, might as well actually kind of. So what we've kind of been chatting about is a couple of months on the Appalachian Trail, getting stuff in our backpack and just going and sharing the experience with people. Nature is a huge part of our world, with the environment, and really it always comes back to us, right? Like, what we see in ourselves is just broadcast about, and in nature, it's like the most just fundamental. It's just so I
Jen
can't even.
in nature is like, it's like the earth is her playground. Yeah. As it should be for all of us. As it should be.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so you want to hear something funny? So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Jen gave me her old gear because she got some new gear, because we're really amping this. Like, this is happening. We got So I had to test it out, right? We're upstate. There's the cabin. There's this beautiful earth and pond and boat and all this cool, fun stuff and ancient trees. And we were having a blast. So we decided, well, she had already knew this. We pitched the tent outside. It was my first time sleeping in the tent, in the gear. So I thought it'd be a beautiful idea to watch. Oh my God, you got to see the stars out there. Like, I live in Jersey, and it's not city where I live, it's burbs. But like, the stars out there were like, I never seen them before in this area. Like, and then I got the new iPhone 15. So the thing was taking pictures of stars that I couldn't even see with the naked eye. It was just gorgeous. So I decided to sleep with my top open so I could look at the stars. which was a beautiful idea up until about like an hour and a half into sleep.
I tried to warn her.
It was fucking freezing. Like it was really freezing. And at that point, it was too late to put the. Okay, so this is like some advice for anybody who wants to adventure. You probably know this more than me, for all I know. But yeah, don't. If it's in the 30 degrees still, I highly recommend keeping the top on the tent to keep the heat in. Because once I did put it on an hour and a half later, it was too late, and dew had accumulated. It was wet. It was cold. I woke up miserable. But it was in such a beautiful place, and we were in such like the vibes were just so. I keep saying beautiful. Like there's not a word to describe it. That it was all good, but I could see that going really sour if you didn't have a cabin to warm up in the next day and the amenities that we had, which were few,
yeah, enough.
Were treasures.
Yeah, the only reason I knew to warn her about the whole experience was because just a couple of years ago I had the same experience where I like hiked. I was living in Maui at the time, and me and my friend hiked to Haleakala, which is the volcano, and it gets very cold there and everything. And the stars were beautiful, and I begged my friend. I was like, "Can we just sleep with the top off?" And she was like, "Jen, I think this is a really bad idea." And I was like, "Come on!" Like she finally gave in, and we woke up the next morning frozen. We had a 4-mile hike that we had to do, so we didn't have a cabin that we could warm up in. It sucked, but it was. It's just something that you have to learn, because even like when Denise said it, I did.
I love you for that.
Even when she said she was going to take the top off the tent, I was sitting there and I totally contemplated. I was like, that's a really good idea. And I was like, no.
It was really beautiful. Like I connected with stars, and it was so cool because I was and I got a whole different perspective. Like this is like some woo-woo shit, but I had a totally different perspective of like where I am in this universe, because I was staring at the star, right? And over time, I couldn't sleep. Like I was vibing, so I still am. Like it's really odd for me because I'm a sleeper. I like to sleep, but like anyway. So I made a connection with a star, and I watched the motherfucker move. Like, and I had a tree as like a control point, yeah, and I saw the stars like move over time, and it gave me a different perspective of where I am on Earth and like in the stars, and yeah, it was really
that's
good.
Always
and that's how I fell asleep. It fell asleep nice.
Yeah, no, I bet like those cosmic revelations of like where we are in this existence, like those never get old.
No, yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that.
No, they're amazing. They're amazing, and what a beautiful time to have an experience like that,
Definitely.
So was it worth it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Cool.
Again, thank God there was a cabin that in the next morning we could light a fire inside and get all toasty and stuff, because it took quite a long time to warm up.
It was like at least 4 hours.
I went in the cabin to like warm up, like after I woke up at like, I like woke up at 1:30, was up until 3 trying to fall back asleep, never fell back asleep. By 6 o'clock, I went in the cabin, and I still couldn't get warm. It wasn't for hours later. But anyway, it was. See, that didn't even come up until 25 minutes into the conversation about it, because it was like the least of the experience. Everything else was so great, and I learned some lessons from it. So I love to learn, and unfortunately, I always tend to learn the hard way.
Why do it easy?
Yeah, there's no fun in that.
There's no fun in it.
And then you don't really know. You're just being told or whatever. I like to learn firsthand,
yeah.
For the better or for the worse.
For sure. Well, there you go. There you have it. But yeah, no, the trip was absolutely amazing. I love nature. It was swampy as fuck. It was so gross, and I just kicked the shoes off, and I just like went barreling through the swamps. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. I loved it so much.
I climbed like some deer hunting, whatever you call them, stands. It was fun.
Yeah.
We love everything, dude. We're here in Brooklyn, and we just love the energy. We just love, like, I can't wait to broadcast to you from a crystal cave in New Zealand.
Yes.
And from Africa, eating jackfruit, all different things we want.
With our million viewers.
Yeah.
Just like a sneak peek into our visualization.
Yeah.
That's where we went. Yeah.
If you want, you can share with us some intentions that you set on the new moon. The full moon is coming, and that's when it'll really illuminate what's working for us and what isn't. And we just keep going from there and never look back. forward, never straight.
Do you know when the full moon is?
Soon.
I think it should be within like the next week and a half.
Yeah,
Maybe?
yeah, next week.
That's actually That's
April 23rd.
That's pretty. That'll be pretty powerful because we have this what is it, Pluto Uranus conjunction.
Oh, so that's
on the 20th, which is going to be like one of the luckiest days of the year.
Jupiter.
Oh, I said Pluto. It's Jupiter Uranus. So it's like big plans of expansion.
I know my Jupiter.
It's in my 10th house. Your Jupiter?
The star.
Oh my goodness.
I can recognize Jupiter in the night sky from like a mile. I'm sure. I mean, it doesn't look like a star. You can tell it's a planet, especially if you're in a place like upstate New York.
There's no
like pollution.
For sure.
But even in Jersey, anyway, yeah. So I love to learn about the stars, and I feel the energy. I feel the truth of the energy of the different planets, and I'm just so ecstatic about learning more about how it affects me and learning about myself and sharing it with you guys. I'm really excited to share my story and my transformation. And this eclipse has been a portal for me into a new reality, and I'm ecstatic. I know Jen's excited. Yeah,
and there's some big things happening. I have like a whole different life that I'm moving into next week, so that should be something.
Talk about surprises.
Yeah, I'm gonna go be living in a backpack in Utah in the desert. So
so should we talk about? Are we changing up? Never mind. Schedule. We'll still be posting. We're gonna do the best we can.
The schedule might be switching up just because my schedule is going to be 8 days on, which 8 days on, it consists of like literally living in the woods with a backpack, and 6 days off. So we're not sure if we're going to switch the schedule up or if we're going to just do recordings and continue on with the week. But let us know. A big part of what we visualized and what we worked on manifesting was to do with the audience. So if you have ideas that you would like us to see, and we're not really vlogging right now, but we totally can. We have equipment, so like, if there's something that like we talk about and you're like, cool, I would actually like to see that, let us know, man. We're here to like serve. So what we can do for you is what we want to be doing. So,
and especially now that I've come out of the closet, and I'll be showing my face more, I totally plan to create a bigger presence on social media. So vlogging should be part of it, documenting our journey collectively, independently on Soul Spark. So there's way more to come from us.
A lot more to come from us. This is literally just the beginning.
We haven't even
broke 5 subscribers yet.
We didn't even take our sock off to put in the water.
We're like, this is us priming the pipes.
Look at our analogies. Who takes it? You got to take your sock off to get your foot wet in the water. You're priming pipes.
All right, not our strongest night.
Or the strongest ever.
However you want to look at it, I suppose. But yeah, no, this is we're about to blast the fuck off, and I'm excited. I'm excited because there's nothing like coming from humble beginnings, and this is pretty fucking humble.
Yeah,
but it's great. It's great, and honestly, like for anybody who does kind of like look back on this, right? Like who is watching this content and everything. This has been like one of the coolest things because there's been no expectation, there's no pressure or anything. So like if you're thinking that you might want to start something and you're just kind of like scared to do it, just do it, because this is amazing. We've been showing up for this is like week 15 or 16 or something like that. Like we've been consistently like doing it, and it's cool. Like it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's something that we commit like 1 to 2 hours a week and then get this done. But it's been such amazing practice, and like the fact that there is nobody watching right now is amazing. It's amazing. It's gonna be so funny when we have a bunch of people following, and they're just like,
actually priming the pipes was a great analogy, because it's just
thank you.
it's like we're priming. Yeah, I mean, even like getting used to talking to an audience, getting used to
conversing with each
Yes,
other,
the dialogue and
throwing
just
topics back and forth.
yeah,
Yeah.
me talking about how I feel and trying to be funny or whatever. This is
Trying keyword.
keyword.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody thinks it's funny.
You're fucking
It's
hilarious.
just the gap. Probably laugh more at
All
that.
right.
I
Well,
love you guys. I love my
so
cousin. I
much.
love my family. I know our guides are with us in spirit.
That's, oh my goodness, that has
Another
been like,
synchronicity. Yeah, since we've been together, like my cousin, like people that I don't like, family members that I don't really even barely talk to, message me when we're together. Like this last week, which has been kind of odd.
it's amazing the synchronicities that have been coming about. And I think there's a heavy familial tie to like whatever is going on,
Which we knew.
Yeah,
We
which
totally
we've
knew.
been
We've
talking
talked
about that for a while.
Yeah,
we've talked about it on
the show.
here.
Yeah, spirit guide episode.
Yes, the spirit guide episode. Well, awesome. I hope everybody had an amazing eclipse, and like Denise said before, like share what your intentions were. Super curious about how you utilized the energies of this past eclipse
And
and new moon. Yes, and I'm stoked to see what comes to fruition.
me too.
Over the next couple of weeks, because who knows?
Because I'm out of the closet now.
And it is on.
Like Donkey Kong.
All right, we should probably stop over here. Have an awesome time wherever you are listening in on this. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And we will see you next week.